Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first podcast interview on our channel. And we don't have decided our channel names yet, so we will post that up after the recording on the YouTube. And today we gratefully we invite Thomas, who won the second place in our Beijing Open in the Kill Team tournament, our first GT. Hi, Thomas. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you.
Yep. So today we will be a general introduction for the channel and a brief introduction about who we are and what we post on this channel, mainly about Q Team, more games we interested at, and we will do a recap about the Beijing Open, about the 20-player GT series to share what we have on the other side of the earth. Okay, I will give the chance to Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Could you please have a brief introduction about yourself, about your hobby histories, when did you start to play, how do you know the Warhammer, and where you're from?
Yeah, so I'm Thomas. I'm originally from England, but now in Beijing for the last 7 years. I've always been into Warhammer. Like, I've always been very interested in it. Obviously, I enjoy all the computer games, like the original Space Marine, the new Space Marine 2, Dark Tide, um, the Total War games. Like, I've been really into the video games, and I've always looked at the board games and been like, oh, I'd like to play it.
Yeah.
But the painting aspect always was a bit daunting to me.
Mhm.
I didn't think I'd be able to paint very well, and I thought I don't want to be the person showing up with unpainted models or really ugly models and sort of ruin it. But I think it was the trailers for the Kill Team ones that really drew me in. Like, they just looked a lot cool. The trailer for the Hive
Storm.
box,
Yeah.
yeah, that looked really cool. And recently I was playing the Rogue Trader PC game, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. So I started playing the board game about 3 months ago, and it was really enjoyable. It was the painting side of it. I was actually a lot better at it than I thought I was going to be. It's not as hard as I expected, and I've been enjoying the painting loads more than I thought it would be. And all of the guys at the club, especially Gugwa, have have helped me learn the board game side.
Yep. It is to be honest, it is a quite complicated game for the Q Team 3.0, especially for me as a rule translator for from English to Chinese. That's so complicated for the rule in the details, but the general system is quite easy to understand. But if you just need several games to get everything smooth and be aware of the details, which can be critical for the win or the loss. Except that it is I think Thomas did catch up with the core rules quite efficiently and joined the Chinese local group. Congratulations, Thomas.
It's been very good Chinese practice. I've really enjoyed the opportunity.
Yeah, that's good, and also good for English practice for the Chinese local players. Probably there are more students joining the club as the winter vacation is coming, the Chinese New Year festival is coming. So, well, that will definitely be more chance for everyone to make new friends in our own club. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. And I forgot to introduce myself. So I'm Joe Liu in Discord channel. You can see me being active in several Discord channels. So before I was I studied in the university in UK for 4 years and came back at work back to Beijing. And I started my hobby from like the fifth edition in the Warhammer 40k, and that is about 2008 when I was in junior school. So my friend just dragged me into his hobby because I was a Gundam fan before I making models. But due to the my university life was quite tough in UK, you know, you need to get used to the new country, the environment, the language. So I don't have much time to enjoy the hobby, and that is like my lifetime regret during that period. So when I get back to Beijing, and I get my own, like I can earn money by myself. I don't need to rely on my parents because you know spending the normal cost in British pounds is quite severe for an international student. So after I found a job, so I started my hobby. I tried X-Wing, Star Wars Legions, like the Eyes of Sun on Fire, and finally I got back to the Warhammer. And yeah, so several years before I joined our local club, I is kind of the translator of the rule. I organize tournaments, but not as a professional or not professional or a skilled TO, the team or tournament organizer. But yes, last year our previous local club decided to stop their all wargaming business because they are moving a transition to railway models. That's where Thomas meet with the previous shop owner, right? So you see a brilliant model railway collection, although they still called Beijing Warhammer Club. There's literally no Warhammer there. So I take their old legacy, move all the big boards and shelves together with my friend, and we find a local basement, which takes about like 20 pounds per month, 200 pounds per month, roughly, and with no other fees. So that is quite good, quite nice. So we have two big board gaming tables. We can hold four Kill Team boards together in a local basement. So that's where I transit from a hobbyist to a kind of store operator, although we are not profitable. So yeah, so and the Q10 3.0 comes after right after the club establishment. So we decided to have a try because I heard that the 2.0 system of Q Team is quite competitive. We saw them on the War Team Championship. There are people playing there. Before that, I saw that I have tried the rule before, but it seems complicated for me. There are like circles, triangles, make no sense to me. But yeah, I didn't give it a try. So by 3.0, I see that this is kind of the opportunity we can attract new players. Otherwise, you know, Star Wars and other brands are not that competitive in Beijing for IP point of view, and we don't want to play 40K because we just have two boards. There is no way to survive in Beijing. So we just want to try Q Team, and surprisingly, this game is so good at playing because we got like now we have 36 factions. That is the game. That number is crazy. That I haven't seen any game except then historical gaming. You have hundreds of civilizations, but in a commercialized game, we haven't seen such many factions before. So people have a variety of choices. So I start from ground up, doing the editing, literally editing all the rules translated by Games Workshop because rules are poorly translated. For give you example, in Chinese rule they said you don't in the English rule you said a operative must end their move in the control range after your charge, but in the Chinese rule they just forgot to translate that sentence and make the game totally different. So yeah, that's ridiculous, and I just hope they can use the Google Translate. Otherwise, the translation won't be that poor. So I take the job to do all the translation as I did in X-Wing, Star Wars Legion, etc. So I translate all the core rules, all the operation or all the attack rule ops, the crit ops, and then start with the faction rules. After that, I thought, why not start a tournament, just like what we did before. So I start to purchasing all the terrain sets, and I guess like roughly 12 sets of terrain, and since idea coming to my mind, why not start a larger tournament that I have not held before, because the maximum size is about, I can't remember, it's 12 or 14. It's still a 1 day tournament with 3 rounds. But if we have 12 sets of terrain, why not hold a larger tournament like a GT? So things can to change, and we and in especially in the first podcast, we need to and want to give a special thanks to all the uh, international players that give help to me, to all the players. They give so many recommendations from like the Kanyo Roy Crate channel, from the yet another uh, Q Team podcast channel, from the Squad Games. We literally use the Squad Games map to play in the tournament. And yeah, I think Thomas will give some comments later. They are quite nice, to be honest. And people are still playing the LVO today, right now, during our podcast recording. Yeah, so sorry for spending too much time. This just my introduction and who we are and what we are doing. So for this podcast, we'll keep updating the the progress of local Q team and more games we love. So and I believe that will be helpful for anyone who wants to start a or a local community or tournament from scratch, because that is what we just experienced literally from zero. You can see Thomas is a new board game player and new TO for the Q team. But don't be afraid, and that will be an enjoyable journey. Yeah. Okay, I'll give back to Thomas. Yeah, regarding the BGO, to be honest, I didn't experience any play. I didn't play any game, just being there as a referee and the TO for the organizing, booking McDonald's for everyone, being busy for multiple things. So, what's your experience? How's going about the BGO tournament, Thomas?
It was really fun. I mean, yeah, everything was managed really well. It was really nice meeting everyone. Everyone was really nice. It was nice talking to other sort of Warhammer fans. It's not something that like in my normal work life that I'll come across people who might have read the stories or whatever. So it was nice being able to chat about stuff like that. It was really nice. I really enjoyed seeing all the painted models.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got much more of appreciation for the art now. So seeing other people having painted really well, it was like, oh God, you've got such good effects here. Especially the Void Dancer troop, Jeff's
Yeah.
troop, seeing the bases that he'd made, it was like, whoa. Especially because normally people have their bases being quite like industrial or maybe a desert type setting. He'd just gone for some flashy, colorful base, and it was the most interesting base that I'd ever
Yeah.
seen. Really nice.
Yeah, and I just asked everyone to paint in three colors for the Q Team hobby, because it will be difficult for a new community to get everything like the battle ready standard from the Games Workshop, and it's quite difficult to judge. But it's to my surprise, most of the players paint them nicely, and we got many good photos, and I can post on the after the podcast. And Thomas's painting is also quite nice. The dark
Well,
skinned
I,
mandrakes. Yeah.
I thought my painting was definitely the worst there.
No, no, no.
I, I thought I'd done an okay job, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it was definitely the worst there. Everyone else had done a loads better job on painting, like looking around, being like, "Oh, that's incredible! That's incredible!"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, the tournament is like a good deadline for everyone to finish their painting project. Like the Yun Lao Shi, the teacher who speaks Japanese, he painted his phobos in Space Wolves schemes right before the tournament began, and he only have 6 operatives with nobody exchangeable. But he had a good time, and he can show his painting job. So it's a good opportunity for both competitive and hobbyists.
Yeah, I really liked his models. I went around taking pictures of loads of models, and his were some that I'd like. Oh, these are great.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion about your first tournament, literally? So you have, I didn't remember you attend any 1 day 3 round tournament before due to the working and life. So what's your experience about first time attending a Warhammer tournament with 2 days?
Well, I was very worried about. I said before that it was good Chinese practice, but I was quite worried. Like normally, when we're at the club, I'll play 2 games, and talking 2 games in Chinese, by the end of the second game, my head is like, oh, I need a rest. So you'd arranged it to be 3 games, and I was a bit worried about the third game, thinking, by the time of that, I'm going to be fried. Luckily, I got very lucky that on both days, my second game was with someone who had really good English. So I was able to do Chinese, English, Chinese on both days, and that really helped me stay fresh, I guess. Like my mind was not, I wasn't as tired. And yeah, going in, I was a little bit nervous. Yeah, 6 games in a weekend that's also the most that I was ever going to have played, and I was like, God, what if by the end I'm just sick and tired of it?
Yeah, but you feel so excited, right? You can't
Yeah.
feel tired before you get back to home.
But overall, it was really good. I'm quite excited for the next one.
Great. So to be honest, I'm super tired after before the last weekend. So but gratefully we have so many players that are supporting the TO job. They do the terrain reset up after the first day. Everyone's helping, and they moved those uh heavy tables, yeah, back to the 6th floor on the elevator. They're hilariously heavy. I didn't saw that they are made by pure steel. So before the game, so yeah, in the day before the car tire, I and the guy who are operating the historical game tournament need to move all seven of the pure metal tables from the 6th floor. Yeah, we got crashed. But anyway, the tournament was not as tough as I thought before, because I literally prepared to like being sick on Monday before the meeting, before the tournament. So, but everyone is so nice to help me throughout the progress. I lost 2 burgers from McDonald's on the second day, so 2 of them don't have the meal. Yeah, except that nothing is out of the expectation. So I would like to share our preparation document to anyone who wants. I can translate them back to English, and also that's grateful for people who share their tournament document or the packages on BCP. That's a very good reference. I also recommend all new TOs to look through BCPs to see what people are doing for their battle packages. Yeah, so generally everything was good. The first place was won by the Wei dancer Chupei. Is it Chupei or Chupei? Yeah,
Group.
yeah, Chup. Okay. And the second place was won by Thomas. Third place is the Hand of Archeon. So it's a full elder trunk for the channel for the tournament in Beijing. And probably the next time we'll get the tournament after the FAQ, so we can see a more diverse meta about the change. So before going to recap, we need to introduce the terrain setup. So before the tournament, we have a tough discussion with our local core players about which kind of terrain or maps we should use for a tournament. And finally, I make my decision to leverage the insight from squad games. I use 2 of them, their Voku's turn setup, and 2 of them into the darkness, i.e. the Ghetto Dark turn setup, which is not symmetrical. And the feedback are really well. But as I didn't prepare, I only prepared 4 sets of vocals and 4 sets of Into Darkness. We have to play Beta Decima, and poor Thomas need to play 3 times in the second day, as we use purely the random table setup in the tournament. So yeah, that's all we have for the background. So let's move to the battle recap section. So which faction did you play against, and which map is it, and how was the outcome with you, Thomas?
Well, first I'll introduce the team that I took, which was Mandrakes. I took Mandrakes. I'd only been playing them maybe 2 weeks at this point. I think I got the box for Christmas, and I'd wanted them for a while before. And The other teams that I had were Hearthkin Salvagers, Rattlings, Tempestus Aquilans, and Vespids. And I like all those teams, but in the current meta, they feel a bit too weak.
Yeah.
And Hand of the Archon, I really like the sneaky aspect of them. I quite like Rattlings for the same reason. I like being able to shoot someone and they can't shoot back because you're hiding. I like that a lot, so I chose to take Mandrakes. So my first game was into Hand of the Archon on Volcus, and I was quite nervous going into this one. I've never played against Hand of the Archon, so I didn't know the rules. And I honestly, I think I got quite lucky in this game, to be honest, because I wasn't too familiar with the rules, and
yeah, that's a rare faction especially in Beijing. We don't have the full meta here, especially in only one club. These players from another local club, we met each other like 5 years before when we played the War Machine and Horse. But I didn't expect he to join and bring such a rare faction in the local meta. So yeah, this is a surprise for almost everyone who faces this faction.
And I think he won every other game except against Jeff with the Void Dancer Troop, right?
Yeah.
So
and he lost to you, right?
Yeah. So
Right.
I think I got lucky in this one. I think I played a bit. I don't think I played the best because I was scared of him. I was like, I don't know what you can do. So I played it quite safe. I took surveillance. I took surveillance in every single game.
Yeah, that's a good attack.
Every single game, it was my primary up, and in every single game, I scored 9 on it because as Mandrakes, it's just so easy. Even on these Volcus maps, without the third terrain, with the third vantage, it's still just wait till you've got your last guy, teleport to the back, take a picture, boom, 2 points. Start of next turn, take a picture, boom, 2 points. And then it's nearly like it's kind of silly just getting 9 points for that.
Yeah, that's quite similar to the Commandos Goblin. And we expect to see like a kind of nerf regarding the surveillance. For the restriction, you cannot do the teleport before or after you taking the pictures, and that makes sense.
Yeah, I think even with that kind of nerf, I think it would still be very strong on Mandrakes. But the Mandrake, they've got so many fun tools which make it quite easy, not easy, but you can harass the other team a lot. Like the Dirge Maw, being able to interrupt an activation and then potentially just skipping that activation. I really enjoy the Gunner, the Abyssal, and just being able to target one guy who gets Saturate and +1 on both damage stats, and then just blowing that guy up. I think later on Beta Decima, that really won it for me.
Yeah, and to be honest, for both Volcus, the Gallowdark and Beta Decima, or except Beta Decima, they are all good matchup. For good terrain set for Mandrake, there are so many heavy terrains. Although we choose to eliminate the second floor on the I can't remember the name of the terrain. Garrison.
Oh, the stronghold.
A stronghold, yeah, the stronghold. We choose to follow the LVO to not allowing any operative standing on the second floor. Although with those nerfs, Mandrakes are still good. So I think this is probably the first time the player of the Hand of Archon play against Mandrake. So you can see that is happening in new community. But next time you facing with Tiangao with each other, the battle will be tough.
Yeah, I was gonna message him and ask him if he wanted to play because I wanted to learn the rules more.
Yeah, great. The second game you play against the champion, the Void Dancer, the Harlequin. So what's your feeling? He's a quite experienced player, actually.
Well, again, this game I've never played against them before, so I felt very much the same as I did going into Hand of the Archon. I didn't know the rules of his team, and so I wasn't confident. So I played really scared. There was one opportunity where I had used my Dirge Maw to target one of his operatives, and I could have interrupted it, and I chose not to interrupt because I was scared about putting my Dirge Maw in a position where he would die. Like I could have killed his unit, but I didn't know what he could do in retaliation. So I skipped the activation, let him attack, and then on his attack, he managed to kill. He came in, he meleeed my leader, and then he used that firefight ploy, where he, on a critical success, he can dash away, and then I think he either shot my Dirge Maw or just finished the leader off there, and I instantly regretted not taking the activation. After that, he had two of his units in that stronghold. This was Volcus in the middle stronghold, the large stronghold. I used the firefight ploy on my the melee specialist. I can't remember his name at the moment. Shade something. Chosen of something.
Yeah, we both know the meaning. Yeah.
And I used the firefight ploy where you can run through walls. I did like a full 9-inch charge across the map. The Void Dance troop guys at a 3 APL, so I thought, right, I'm going to get 2 kills here, like one from the first charge, and then next from being able to use the other firefight ploy where I can fight first. And 2 3 APL models. That's going to be, I'll have 4 of the icons which let my people become 3 APL.
Yep.
And I rolled so bad. I missed every shot. I think I only needed 1 shot to kill him, and I missed everything. I had used all my CP for other things. I can't remember what. And he just killed him, and then I was just looking like, oh, right. Well, that's me out.
Warhammer. Yeah, you need to face with battle.
I managed to use a blast to then kill those 2 guys, but so in the kill up, I think I killed 4 or 5 guys. So on the kill up, I wasn't doing that bad. I still managed to get full 9 marks on the surveillance because it's really easy.
Yep.
And
nobody can stop you. Yeah.
I didn't get much on the crit up, so I think I lost. I got 15 points, I think, on the loss, but it should have been a much bigger loss. Yeah, I don't know if I could have won if I'd taken that the Dirge Maw interrupt, but I think it would have been a bit more competitive.
Yeah. So yeah, in the tournament, especially play against a veteran player, they will catch your mistake, and they will be punished heavily with a single mistake. So that's especially for the a game like people with alternative actions, the punishment system will be more severe than the you go I go turn system. So you don't have any chance to fix your mistake, even you figure out that is a mistake. So that is a attracting point for Kill Team.
It was really interesting talking to Jeff after the game, though, because we had quite a big discussion about
I can't hear you.
You've just turned the mic off.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we had a really interesting discussion about how the game went, about his abilities, about that role and about that interruption. And one of the things I'd heard about the domino field ability, and I was really scared of that. Like every time I went and fought him or shot him, I was waiting for him to pull that out. But I think the Mandrake's hard counter that because it's only like obviously he with his 1 and 2 and 3 he can only block successful 1, 2s or 3s.
Yeah.
So it's the complete opposite. So I didn't need to be scared of that. I think there's 1 or 2 players at our club who have Void Guns are true, right?
Only one, and he's still in the army building progress. And Jeff has played Void Dancer Troop from the first edition, and he won the golden ticket last year in a 10 players tournament in Shenzhen. So yeah, definitely he's quite good at it.
Yeah, it looked really fun. It looked really fun to play, and even though I lost, it still felt fun because it was like, oh wow, look at these wild things you're doing.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it, and yeah, I was gonna ask the guy at our club, like, hurry up and build. I want to practice against this team.
Yeah, I need to have more stock about those teams because they are quite cheap. You only need 2 blisters and 1 box of the Harlequins. You can get everything. Yeah. Okay, so and they are kind of the top of the meta from the previous data slate. So we can see that more players probably join the War Dancer, and you, Thomas, you need to face them more oftenly in the our local club tournament. So how about the third game? So from the third to the sixth game, you played against Marines and the Inquisitions. Those are probably the factions you are more familiar with, right?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Plague Marines. I've taught my wife to play Kill Team, and she will always use the Plague Marines. So I was very familiar with the rule set. So I felt a lot more confident going into this one.
But you are playing in the Into the Darkness or the Gallo Dark map. I personally, I think they are quite good at it because you need to be close to them, and they are deadly within 3 inches.
Yeah, I wasn't that familiar with the map, so that was a bit more. I think I've only played like maybe 4 matches on Into the Dark, so I'm not very familiar with the guard action or when's the best time to use it. I don't think I actually used it at all. But on this map I took the equipment for giving 1 unit blast, which normally wouldn't be very good into elites because they shouldn't be grouping up. But on this map, it gives lethal 5.
Yep.
And my opponent, Ikuzenagi?
Yeah, you can call him Iku. Yeah.
Iku, he gave me an opportunity where he put his 2 men together, and then I managed to get. I used my abyssal and blasted them both. I think I also stunned him. Wow. Stun grenades were a must on this one. I took stun grenades every game. So there were 2 APL, and then I had like quite a few lethal 5 blasts on them from both of these. And I think in the first or second round, he was down to 3 guys. And bless him, he forgot his tack up. He didn't reveal his tack up at any point. I'm like, what is it? Is it contain? And because obviously as the Mandrakes, I'm teleporting onto his side, so he's just not had an opportunity. And then he gets to the end, he's like, my tack up was champion and I forgot.
Yeah, that's a common mistake for new players. And yeah, especially Beijing, people play like almost all game like the elimination and forgetting the tac ops or even the mistakenly or understand the primary ops in a wrong way is quite commonly seen because the texts are so complicated as I have to clarify them before each round to make sure everyone have the same understanding. So yeah, that's quite common in that play. especially in other clubs who did not hold any tournament cup before. So you do get the advantage.
Iku said he'd just come from playing 40K on the big table, so I think he said this was like one of his first games. He's very new to the game, but he did well, and it was enjoyable playing with him. I really liked his models. He'd brought little custom tokens for the flies, and I can't remember what else, but he'd done a really good job with them. So I enjoyed playing against him and seeing his models.
Yeah, he will become stronger for revenge for next time. so be aware. Anyway, Plot Marine is really nice. Or the newcomer friendly factions, they are so cheap in China. They don't cost like 30 pounds for a team, and they can be painted quite easily. You can use slap chop or contrast paint to have a really nice effect. So I recommend that.
I think those were my most enjoyable to paint because it kind of didn't matter if you were being messy, because it's like, well, it's blood and guts and plague and rust. It's meant to be messy. So I enjoyed those ones.
So that's your first day. And did you have any like a recap or preparation in the night of first day? And what's your opinion? How do you prepare for the second day tournament?
By hoping and praying I got an easy matchup.
Yeah, that's the only way. Okay, so on the second day, I think Thomas, the poor Thomas, played 3 times the Beta Decima, exactly the same map.
I think I actually won because I got Beta Decima 3 times. I think that's what got second place.
That's probably one of the reasons. Yeah.
Because I think I've actually played quite a bit of Beta Decima. My friend, Simon, he's bought the Beta Decima map, so we've played that quite a few times. So I don't like it, but I feel in the first game, the Inquisitorial agents they misplaced their barricades a little bit, and I think because I've played it a lot, I was a bit more, I know that this map is bad. I don't like this map, but I know how to play around certain things.
Yeah, you need to know some sweet spot of positioning that you can shoot everyone with benefit, but others can maybe like shoot you with cover or even cannot shoot to you due to the weird rulings. So yeah, that's also my first time being a referee of the Beta Decima, and we can figure out there are several strange points. You can jump to the air and climb from there to go up to the big funnel. So yeah, I think probably next time we have more terrain ready, we will choose to not use Beta Decima anymore and focus on Vocus and Into the Darkness. And but for this one, yes, just give everyone a good experience about how Beta Decima is filled, rather than choose to ignore them at the beginning. So that's my personal thought.
I think at first I thought Beta Decima was going to be very good for Mandrakes, but then I realized actually once you get off the ground, there's not a lot of heavy cover.
No.
So you can't use most of the faction benefits.
Yeah, because of the second day map, there's no land beneath the funnel, and also all the vantage points are light covers, so there's nothing you can leverage.
Yeah, so there was on the map that we played, there was one spot in the middle where the vantage of the tall part was, I was able to teleport under there, and what I was doing was using the Shades Weaver to teleport there, place the teleport within control range, which let me have the middle control point within darkness. So I was able to use my abilities on the middle, and I had to do that in all 3 games.
That's the only spot you can place that.
Yeah.
So for Phobos against the Gugwa, so Gugwa is like our local KOL. He play a lot. He teach a lot and quite good at talking. So I feel like, oh, this guy's so talkative after a game, but he's quite nice guy and friendly and super funny. So and he has been your like the opponent for a long time. So how's your feeling playing against him in Beta Decima?
So he taught me how to play. Like, it was my first game. I played Orcs. He was Scout Marines. It was like 3-4 months ago now. And I managed to win that first game against him. And up until this game, I think that was the only time I'd beat him. After that, he was like, "No, Scout Marines are rubbish. I'm becoming a Phobos main."
Yeah.
And yeah, he beat me every single game. So I think my record against him was something like 1-7.
Yeah, but the end you win the critical one.
A week or so before, I played him, and I used the Mandrakes, and I managed to draw. And this was, I think it was my second or third game on the Mandrakes. And I managed to draw. So going into this one, I didn't feel confident because we were 1-1-7 in terms of win, draw, loss. But I was confident because I was like, this team, when I didn't know how to play them, I managed to draw against you. I know how to play them now, so I don't think this will be a stump.
Yeah.
And again, I think Beta Decima might have won me this game because on the map, one of the objectives is on the ground floor, one is on the tower, and one is in the middle. I think I won initiative in all 3 games, or I was on the same side of the map where that one on the ground floor was the home objective for the opposite player. And every game I had my Abyssal Shades with, not Abyssal Shades with, my Hand of the Abyssal guy. I used the heavy cover. I had it in a position where he could sit and look down at that objective. There's no natural cover because it's Beta Decima, so they have to place the light cover, which normally they're in conceal, so they get 2 natural saves, but the Abyssal can put saturate on them. So every game, in all 3 of these Beta Decima games, my opponent would have someone run to that objective, and instantly I would go, right, saturate, boom, blow them up. I got really, really, really lucky with that Abyssal. He was on fire. And after each time that I'd blown him up, because Google really likes his sniper, and I hate that sniper. I would use the firefight ploy. Don't know why I can't say that. Sorry. Where you can switch back to conceal, and he had no opportunity to counteract my Abyssal. So that home objective, I think that's why I think Beta Decima was good for me in the end.
Yeah, so especially for Beta Decima, the value of saturation become more like higher than other maps, and especially both your Mandrake and Phobos, and also have to call the something circle, the Harry Tuck circle. Yeah, those 3 factions have the ability to switch their orders. So it's kind of, I can shoot you, but you cannot shoot back abilities. So they are quite strong, and probably people playing them are like that. But as their opponent, I really don't like the design, and because you can do nothing with it other than charging to their face and shoot in the 2-inch distance. So I don't think the balanced team will change that, because it's still balanced, but it's not well designed from my perspective. You can, at least there should be some interaction, like limited of how many times they can do there, or cost some resource other than, well, anyway, it costs CP, but is like the not non-interactable design is not something I have favorites. But anyway, those teams are good and they are not super power, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, normally playing into Google every
Mm.
time. Oh, I can't shoot you back. You're always in smoke and ignore obscuring.
Yeah.
So it felt good to be able to do that to him.
Yeah, it's a kind of revenge from the Mandrake.
He kept on taking the devastating shots
Mm.
strategy ploy, and I don't think I gave him. There was not many chances to use it because I was just hiding so much.
Yeah, because you guys know each other so well, so you can play each other without certain tactics. So that is kind of the when our community become more mature, will be more commonly seen in the tournament play, especially.
I also got very lucky with the Dirge more on this map. I was able. He had he rushed a mine layer onto my home objective, placed a mine, and it was in conceal near my guys. And I interrupted that to use my Dirge more, and because I didn't use it on the first time we played with the Mandrakes, he wasn't expecting me to have Seek Light on the screen.
Mm.
And I think when I rolled that, you roll 5 dice, and I got 3 crits, which was devastating too. And so he was already down to 6 wounds, and then I'd already used the runaway ploy, the back into conceal ploy, so
Yeah.
I just dropped down, and he couldn't shoot me back. I rolled very hot in that game. I rolled very hot.
So that's the second time or the first time you win with Google, and hope you can keep that record in the following tournament series. Yeah. So how about the sixth round playing with Legionnaires? They are kind of top of the meta. You play against Devi, who is also I think is a 40K player who joined the Q team in recently. How's the feeling?
Again, this was a bit nervous going into it. I've played a few games against Legionary.
Mm.
I played against them with Mandrakes, and I think other like I think Mandrakes are very good into Phobos because they've got 12 wounds. Their damage profile is 4/6, and because they've got lethal 5, if they get to lethals, you can win the combat. I don't think it's not that crazy. With the other Marine units, because they've got 14 wounds, if you go in a straight up fight, you need to chip them before you go into a fight. So I was a little bit nervous, but I knew that I could do it. I'd played before. On the day before, I played against Plague Marines. I played against the 14 wound models.
Yeah.
And it's very I think he was a new player, and so he made a few mistakes, but you could still see how strong the Legionaries were.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a lot of tricks, have a lot of tools. They can be quite scary.
Yeah, they're purely stats like
Yeah.
around, and they have almost limited resources on CPs, and especially on the defending side. Like normally the Chinese immature community players will think, well, the Markov Norn or Norn will be super powerful. They can charge and fight, but actually Nurgle is the best one.
Well, I think into Mandrake's Khorne would probably be the better. Nurgle ignores piercing, and I didn't have any piercing.
Yeah.
So
Generally speaking, yeah.
The ignoring damage is nice, but having to roll a 5. But I think into Mandrakes, maybe the Khorne for that one would have been better. But I've never played Legionary, so I'm not an expert.
or for the beta decimal, the Slanish one will be better. You can review with 1 more inch, and it can be more quickly to achieving going to your close range. Can be more beneficial.
And the ability, the ploy on Slanesh, where it increases the damage, not the damage, sorry, the hit stat. So like you hit on 4, it makes it hit on 5. That's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, in the conclusion, Thomas won the second place, got his trophy back with his cat, and also the prize is grateful for all the sponsorships. I talked with multiple clubs and they are happy to support. So finally, I think the generosity is good. And to be honest, Thomas is still quite a new player. Is not in front of the compared to the global community. So what's your advice for new players who want to play competitively?
Just keep on playing.
Yep.
You've got to you just need to play as much as you can. I watch every time any of the big YouTubers put up like a let's play, like Mountainside Tabletop are really great. I'll watch them, see what they do. Even just watching and seeing if they make mistakes, like if they do a rule wrong, and you're like, oh well, that rule's not that, and it just helps you learn the rules. I also think you need to be. It helps to have a talk with your opponent after the game. Like talking with Jeff and normally talking with Google after the game, being like, yeah, like this could have gone better, this could have gone differently. So yeah, just chatting to people, absorbing as much of the content as you can, playing as much as you can.
Yeah, and discuss as you can. Like as a TO, we don't even know about what's the meaning about the beta decimal's vantage points accessible rules. We just figured out the day before the tournament, and that's great for the global community coming together so we can talk to each other and share the understanding about rules, about the meta, about tactics, and still be grateful for all the opinion leaders who can organize all this. And I do encourage all players who want to play competitively or join the hobby to join several Discord channels so you can understand how the rule is actually worked on the real table. So because we both agree that the Kill Team Descender read poorly, so we need to share opinion with each other frequently. And I think we are close to the end of the time. And so for this channel, we'll keep sharing our daily playing, our after action report. If you like, you can subscribe or PM me with your questions or leave comments. And that's the first time we leave videos on YouTube. I will try to have more videos in English to share with the global community. And please feel free to click like and share with your friends. Okay. Also, thank you, Thomas, for your time for today. Sorry for not helping you practicing the Chinese today, but hope to see you in the local play. And for next time, we'll probably share the after action report for our underdog club. We will ban all the status and the faction with 50% higher win rate. We have tried them once, which is super fun. And Thomas didn't join, right? Have
No,
played underdog. No, so that will be a great fun. So we will try to play another before the FQ balance. We'll play that before the Chinese Spring Festival, and hope we can have a content share after the tournament. Okay, that's it. Thank you everyone for your listening, and looking forward for the second time. Cheers.
Bye.